I'm talking to you and to the camera. This camera, and do I sometimes change there? Be like, and that's why.
Hello, Tishtile. My name is Bema Mente.
Tishtile, my name is Tenzin Gyatso.
Hi, my name is Tashi Nangsitsang.
Tishtile, nge ming la ishi tejen sigi yul.
Tishtile, nge ming diki chodun jamyaling re.
Tishtile, I'm Chimi Lamo.
Tishtile, nge ming la tenzu omui.
Tishtile, my name is Lamato.
Tishtile, my name is Organ Badisang.
Nga gishilaramba gundutundu yi.
First thing that comes to my mind is that we've visited Tibet. Oftentimes people are like, what does Tibet look like? I've heard it's beautiful. It's the rooftop of the world, the third pole. And oftentimes someone like me doesn't have an answer.
That we're super spiritual or super peaceful. All we want to do is, express our compassion.
Kondo saya yorwesna, kondo saya yorwesna, kondo saya yorwe. Tongi ngosum to sana ya, kondo saya yorna. Phobe chidange phobale ya kondo saya yorwa.
Everybody in Tibet is either a monk or a nun. And everybody in Tibet is a vegetarian. Tibetans love their meat.
How's the Dalai Lama? I don't know. I mean, I check the news just like everyone else. So if you found out about him, I'm probably the same. I don't call him on every Tuesday.
People ask, first, how do you pronounce Tibet? Because I'll say I'm from Tibet, and they'll say, are you from Quebec?
We try to avoid killing insects. So sometimes people will be like, oh, why don't you just step on it? But it's actually a really big deal to us because we really treasure any life, no matter big or small.
Whether or not our monks can levitate and do Shaolin, which is exactly the question that my Uber driver asked me today.
This is a funny one, but my favorite Tibetan expression is definitely ainske, or ains, right? It's a sort of, it boosts people's confidence, or it's a slight boost.
Favorite Tibetan expression would be pe motona nemake. Simply translated as, if you can't be part of the solution, then at least don't be part of the problem.
My favorite Tibetan expression is ale, or they'll say, oh, dindijere, which means, oh, is that how it is? Or ale means, oh, is that the case?
My favorite Tibetan food is something called tentuk. It's a hot noodle dish with hand-pulled noodles. And I think I'm a true Tibetan Himalayan girl that just likes a hearty, hot soup.
My favorite Tibetan food is tsamba, which is a milled Tibetan barley. And I eat it for breakfast, but you can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, so that's why I like it.
The classic Tibetan momos.
Momos.
Momos?
Momos. Momos is a staple food of Tibet. I love the variety of it. You can put anything you can put inside as the fillings.
Different homes have different tastes and textures.
The amount of work you put behind eating momos, with the family, it's very social, it's delicious.
If
you meet a Tibetan, they'll invariably or very often say their name is Tenzin. So they're named after His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Oftentimes Tibetans will go by their middle names. So instead of saying Tenzin Bema, they'll say Bema. Or they'll give them a nickname because Tibetans are quite notorious for nicknames as well.
Most of them are named Tenzin, right? I'm not a Tenzin, so that can be a hashtag, not a Tenzin, because we're a growing movement.
Tibetans by nature, I find, are very hospitable and very kind and compassionate. I think that has a lot to do with our religion and our upbringing and our culture.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama is a precious gem, referred to as nubu.
They're a collective idea.
A lot of Tibetans are only maybe one generation removed from having been refugees, of having survived some of the biggest atrocities in the Himalayas.
The way that we can rally around each other and support each other. We've been living in exile for over 65 years now. We've built a great community center, the sense of oneness, togetherness.
There's a lot of inclusive nationalities, but Tibetans would be marked as one that's especially warm and inviting to strangers, because I think we are like the idea of hospitality.